Just enjoying the holiday season with some ESPN and wrestling. Gotta love it.
Awesome, dude.
Yeah.
You said wrestling?
Yeah, dude.
Awesome. I'm a wrestling fan.
Oh, nice. I was at the Joliet show last month. I remember you mentioning that. And you were wearing the
shirt.
Yeah, the Sting shirt. That was so cool. And it was the old school Sting shirt too. It wasn't like a TNA Sting shirt.
No, dude, I have an even older one, like the blonde Sting. I have one of those too.
Nice. Man, it's crazy that the Royal Rumble's next month, but hopefully the TLC pay-per-view is a little bit better than the last few have been. We're gonna hope. Probably not gonna happen, but we'll hope.
Yeah, I haven't been keeping up with any of that. I always watch like the reruns of like Nitro and stuff. Yes. I was a WCW guy.
Me too. I just downloaded.
I'm always on YouTube, like looking at those.
I just downloaded a bunch of old WCW pay-per-views off of YouTube last week, and
oh really?
Yeah, from like 99 to 2000, that era, 98, 99, and yeah,
awesome.
I found a program that's completely legal. You can download videos off of YouTube with it. And as far as I know, it's legal, and it's really cool. So I've got like Sold Out and Starcade and Uncensored.
Really?
Yeah, it's really cool.
Dude, I need to do that.
Yeah, it's the program is called DVD VideoSoft. It's really cool. It's yeah.
All right, I'll check that out.
It's my best friend right now. So, man, how was your Thanksgiving, dude?
It was good, man. Ate a lot of food, probably too much of it. Spent time with family. It was good to be back. We just got back from tour, so it was nice to be with family and my wife and see my dog and stuff like that.
Awesome, man. You mentioned you just got off tour, man. That was the Close Your Eyes, Islander, Alter, City in the Sea tour. That was just
yeah.
Like I said, I saw the Joliet show. It was a phenomenal show. Great package lineup, and you guys killed it, which was good to see. I love the EP, and I was waiting to see the live set, and definitely delivered, man. How was the tour for you guys?
Thank you very much.
Yeah, man. How was the tour for you guys?
It was awesome. It was awesome, man. We made friends with like all the bands. We're like really close to all of them now. We miss them already. It was really a learning experience. It was really cool. Like Close Your Eyes took us out, and it was like our first tour as of being a signed band. We've gone on other ones like when we were independent or whatever, but like just being around them and asking questions, and they were so cool about just like teaching us kind of different, I don't know, I guess you want to say like code of the road kind of thing. It was awesome. So, and I've finally gotten used to like using like public bathrooms. I've always been like weird about that.
Oh yeah.
And like now it's like I feel like the world is my bathroom. So.
Nice. It's always good to have a band who's been around for a while, like Close Your Eyes, really take you into their wing when you're a newly signed band on the road, kind of showing you the ropes a little bit, so to speak, showing you, hey, here's some tips that can help out a little bit when you're out on the road. That's got to be good, and got to be kind of refreshing to get that, because I'm sure a lot of bands wouldn't do that for a younger band. So that
absolutely.
Yeah, the EP just came out. What was it, last month? 2 months ago now. I can't believe it's been 2 months since October, but
yeah, dude.
Pains.
Weird.
I know. It's Pains is the EP that's absolutely amazing. It has reminding me a little bit of Deftones with some POD and maybe some Rage Against the Machine sprinkled in there a little bit. It was just absolutely awesome to hear. What was the process? What was the process of writing that and recording that? And had you been signed, in the middle of that, or before? Or how did the whole thing happen? Take me through that journey.
Well, we had just gotten back from tour last year, and it was like end of October, kind of like starting November, I think. And we were just like, man, we need to start like working on something else to release, because we had released another like independent EP before that, and we started working on some songs. Went into the studio, found out the studio was going to actually be moving to Atlanta. We live in Greenville, South Carolina. They were going to be moving to Atlanta, and we only had a month to end up recording. And we were like, yeah, we'll do it. We can do that. Next thing you know, I get sick. So we kept, like, trying to wait for me to get better and whatnot. And finally it kind of turned into, like, okay, I'm not getting better. So we need to record it with me being sick. So that's what we did. I just kind of numbed my throat so I couldn't feel it anymore. And I was like, let's get through this. So we got through it. I wish it wasn't done that way, but, you know, that's part. It's kind of funny. The album's called Pain. Ended up kind of turning into that, but it was cool. It was that, honestly, that recording that was kind of difficult, and then, like, getting the mixes back and whatnot with the producer. He did a great job, and I think he learned a lot, and we learned a lot. And, then, like, to top it off, like, all the difficulties going into that, HR from Bad Brains, he's on a track called Lucky Rabbit, and we had a recording time booked for him in California, but he couldn't make it because he canceled his flight to play a show with Fishbone, and which I totally understand. But then we were kind of left without that, and I ended up asking him how he felt about doing it over the phone because I knew that he had recorded a Bad Brains track through a phone before. So I was like, well, I wonder if we can do this. So I downloaded an app on my iPhone that lets me record calls, told him what we were doing. He was cool with it. He heard the song, told him what it was about, and I was just like, just kind of do your own thing, like whatever you want to do, and he did that, and then we just chopped it up, and it worked out. So he recorded through a cell phone.
Wow.
And then, yeah, it's a pretty crazy story.
That's crazy.
And after that, we did the artwork and everything. We shot a video for New Colors. I like to do videography and stuff like that, and just try my hand in different forms of media as far as video and photography and stuff. And we all got together, came up with different, like, video treatments and whatnot, and just did one that it didn't really mean anything. I was just trying to make something that looks, like, visually stimulating, and shot that. And then my cousin had taken this picture on Instagram, which ended up being, like, the album cover. We were like, cool, can we have that? And he was like, yeah. So we used that. And right after we got finished with, like, everything, we were getting ready to release it, and we caught the attention of Victory Records. So we had been talking to a few other labels, and then Victory just ended up seeming like the best thing to do because they actually they were just really into it. They brought us up to Chicago to play for them. They paid for that or whatnot, and then we played a showcase, and the rest is kind of history. And then we had, like, a CD release show, like, in town, like, right when we got back from Chicago. But then we, like, unreleased it, so it never got put online or anything. It was funny. It was just kind of like this thing that you kind of, like, if you were there that night, it got released to you. And then, like, if that didn't happen, then if you weren't there that night, like, it never got released. And then, like, Victory ended up buying it off of us, and they actually did, like, a legit release on it, I guess.
Nice.
So that's kind of what happened. Sorry it took so long, but
no, that's a cool story, man. It's crazy how I had no idea any of that. You know, I had no idea you can't even tell you were sick or that song was recorded over the phone. You know, you can't tell. It's just so good. And then live,
I really appreciate that,
yeah. And then live is, you guys have got to be one of the craziest bands I've seen live in a while. It's just overall total package band, I think is what Islander is, basically. You know, because you get so many bands, they're good on record or they're good live, but the other half is missing there, you know. And it's kind of good to see a band that's got it all together, kind of, when it comes to all of that, man. And it doesn't look like I'm the only one that feels that way. You guys are nominated for 2 HM Awards right now. Best New Band and Best EP, which is, you probably could have never dreamed that would ever happen.
Yeah, it's funny. I used to read HM Magazine in high school and middle school and stuff like that, so it's funny to me when that happens. I mean, they used to be in print, and they had, like, a little bit bigger of a following, but they're starting to get that back right now.
Yeah.
The company was sold to a new guy and stuff, and he's kind of doing things to kind of get back on his feet. Mm-hmm. So it's really cool, man. It's one of my favorite magazines of all time.
I actually used to write for HM a few years ago, and it's really really cool to see you guys featured in HM. I still go to
Dude,
the
that's
site.
awesome.
Yeah, I still go to the site on a regular basis. I covered Cornerstone for HM in 2011. It's actually where I discovered Close Your Eyes, believe it or not.
Nice.
And so it's kind of funny how all of that comes full circle, you know, and it's really cool.
Dude, yeah, it's really weird. I used to sit in like Spanish class. I remember in particular, I used to sit in Spanish class and like look at all the people that like won the awards, and it was that like when POD just kind of like ruled the entire thing or whatever, and it was just like POD, and then like Norma Jean was like the new band. It was like the best new band is like Norma Jean or something. So it's just funny. Like I don't know. I guess if I've ever had to pick a favorite magazine, that was definitely the one that kind of kept me informed. I have so many issues with that magazine.
They're like the Christian Revolver, you know. That's the way I look at them. You know? It's good to see them kind of reviving and coming back a little bit, because they did. When I was writing for them, was like in that rough stretch they had, and it was like, man, this is rough. And thank God they're finally rejuvenating a little bit there.
Yeah, that's what I'm seeing. I'm seeing them kind of making a little bit of ground again. I'm like, that's awesome.
Yeah, it's so good to see. And you need to have some, you know, predominantly Christian-based metal magazines out there. There's so many mainstream non-Christian ones that, you know, feature Christian artists, but there needs to be some predominantly Christian publications out there as well. It's good to see that, you know. But yeah, so
we're not a Christian band or a secular band or anything. To us, we're just a band, like, and like we all believe differently in our band personally. But I mean, we don't like associate with people. Are you a Christian band? It's like, no. It's like, oh, so that must mean you're a non-Christian band. It's like, no, we're just a band.
It's like some dudes in the band are Christians, or they believe in God, and you know, the lyrics are very positive. That's the way a lot of bands are, and it's really cool. You know, because I think that when a band says we're a Christian band, I think that there's a lot of negative connotation that comes with that these days, and it's like they get boxed in a lot, I think. And
I don't even know if it's that for me though. I think for us, it's more the kind of thing where like when we go to a restaurant, you don't look and be like, hey, before we eat, like, is my chef, like, is he a Christian? It's like, I just want good food.
Right.
It's like,
right. Is this a Christian restaurant?
It's like people just want good music.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. It's like I don't even. It's weird that music even got attached to that. Cause it's like I don't know. Most of my friends, like, I don't even really have any Christian friends or anything, and I just know that, like, I don't know. I just feel like being in a band's like going swimming. It's like, hey, do you guys want to go swimming? It's like it shouldn't be like this super. I don't know. To each his own, but for me, it's just not a super deep thing. It's like, man, we're playing music and definitely want a message to be out there. And I personally write the lyrics, so it's like sometimes the guys get stuff attached to them that maybe they don't want, and vice versa. But it's like, man, we're just individuals, and we all have something to say. And I don't know. I just don't want it to ever be like they're the token Christian band, or the token non-Christian band that says it's like, we're neither. We're just the band.
Exactly. It's like there's segregation almost, it seems like. It's like, you're Christian, it doesn't matter, you know?
Yeah, it's like you don't see the Buddhist section in stores or the atheist. Like, this is atheist rock. It's like, what? Like, I just like music, man.
Right, exactly. If it sounds good, it's good, you know? Who cares what the lyrical content is? It's just, if it sounds good, I'll listen to it, you know, regardless of what the lyrics are, you know. I mean, there's some stuff that the lyrics are like too out there that
there's some stuff I'm convicted about, but most of my favorite bands, it's like I don't even know what they believe. I'm just like, dude, this sounds cool. I don't know what Gino Marino from Deftones believes. I don't know what, you know what I mean? It's just like,
it doesn't matter.
No music. I don't know.
And what they believe is their business. It doesn't matter what they believe. They put out some great music. You know.
Exactly. That's it. They're just musicians to me.
Exactly. Man, so since you guys have, you know, signed with Victory, you know, obviously there's going to be some things that are, you know, a little bit. Some doors get open after you get signed a little bit, because some labels have, you know, a lot more resources than indie bands do. What are some of the doors that have opened for you guys since you signed with Victory and gone that way? Or does it feel kind of the same? You just maybe they're able to put the music out to a broader audience.
Yeah, it feels kind of like the music's getting out to a broader audience, even like being nominated at HM and stuff. I feel like they're definitely the ones that help people know who we are, and they're helping people know who we are still, because we've got a long ways to go. But even like Close Your Eyes taking us out and stuff like that kind of stuff wouldn't happen necessarily so quickly if we hadn't signed with Victory. They have one of the best marketing teams in the industry. And I don't know, I think a lot of it, the thing is like, I think part of what they liked about us before they signed us was that we were already doing all this on our own. So we just kind of combined forces, and it's just kind of like it was just a team. They listen to us. There's no egos. We listen to their ideas, and we just kind of bounce stuff off of each other. Nobody's telling us what to sound like or who to be. And we're not. I don't know. It's a good relationship.
Awesome, man. Because I know that there's a lot of labels out there that do that. They'll tell a man, I don't know if maybe this is something that we want to put out, or I've heard stories about some labels won't put something out until it sounds a certain way or has a certain label on it and stuff like that. It's good to see, that you guys still have a lot of freedom in what happens, and I think that has a lot to do with the band's longevity. I think bands get really burned out early and quickly when they don't have a lot of freedom anymore.
Definitely, and that's something we really respect about them. Like in the video that we shot ourselves, like without them, they're like, "This is sick. Let's put it out." So it's the kind of thing that's like awesome. Like I like that.
That's good, man. So when you guys heard that Big Shot was going to be used by TNA for Bound for Glory, what was your reaction when you heard that they were even interested in using that song? Because that happened before. Was that before Pains came out? I can't remember when Bound for Glory was. But how does that whole thing work?
It was right after. Yeah, it was right after Pains came out. I don't know like all the details about it. Still, I just know I was actually at work. I work at a barbecue restaurant part time whenever we're on tour, and I got the email from Victory, and they're like, "Hey, check this out," because we had already been mentioning stuff that we would like our music to be in, and we're all we're big wrestling fans. We all joke around about it, say brother and stuff like that all the time. So whenever I saw the commercial, and like as soon as like the lyrics come in, it says, "So you think you are a big shot," or whatever. It says Sting, and I was just like, "Yeah, I'm a Sting fanatic," or whatever. So it was like, "Oh my gosh, like
nice.
this is weird," and I don't know, little stuff like that. It just kind of. I don't know. It was weird. I guess weird is the funny thing to say, because I didn't even know about it until it had already happened. Okay, so it was the kind of thing where it was used, and it was more like a Christmas present. It was like, oh snap, this happened. Like
that's one of those things they don't really. They probably don't really need to run by you. It's like, oh, we're going to be used on a pro wrestling pay-per-view.
Yeah,
millions of people are going to hear our
song.
We
had already given them the go. We were like, we want to be in like wrestling or whatever. So they knew that. They knew that we were cool with that one.
And I mean, who isn't a big Sting fan? I mean, it's. I think it's impossible not to like that guy. I mean, it's Sting, and for some reason he's still just as good as he was 20 years ago, which is crazy. So
yeah, it's really weird. He's losing some of his hair, but other than that, he's still got it.
I heard that they were talking about trying to get him to the WWE for WrestleMania next year, and I don't know if that's going to happen or not. But I was always a big Diamond Dallas Page fan. That was my guy, is DDP, and it was really
I like DDP a lot.
It was hard on me when they made him a heel. That was not a good year for me. I had a hard time liking him.
Yeah.
So
it's kind of like whenever they like Sting a heel, or even like somebody like DDP, it just doesn't really work. Everyone's like, man, we still like him. Like, he can't be a bad guy.
It's like when they made The Rock a bad guy.
This doesn't work.
When The Rock was a bad guy, everyone still liked him. It's like he was still funny.
Yeah. Exactly.
Man, I want to thank you.
I hope Sting does come to the WWE. Though. I really hope he faces Undertaker.
Yeah, I was going to say, I would love to see that. I would have liked to see it more in the early 2000s, but still, I think now would be the best time. They're both at the end of their career, kind of, so it would be a good farewell match for both of them, I think.
It'd be hard for them to carry each other through it, but I think they could make it somewhat entertaining.
Yeah, I just hope they don't do the Hulk Hogan to WrestleMania thing, because that's getting old, I think.
Yeah, and he can't even. I don't even think he can take like falls anymore or anything like that because his back surgery.
Yeah.
So I hear they might have him face John Cena, which I don't know how that's going to work if that happens.
Yeah, that'd be a bad idea. I don't think.
Yeah.
That's not a good idea.
No, not at all.
Man, thank you so much for taking time tonight, man. I really appreciate it. It's been awesome, man, and I'm hoping that I can catch you guys live again sometime soon because it was absolutely awesome. We got a full length coming out anytime soon?
Dude, yeah, we're going in the studio either in January or like early February.
Okay.
California, and we're going to be recording our first full length release for Victory.
Okay.
And yeah, we're really looking forward to it. The song's coming along nicely and still fresh for us. So we try to keep things like. It's kind of funny, I think, like people, like, even the labels, sometimes I think they're kind of like, so how's everything going? And we're like, it's good, it's not done yet, but for some reason we've always worked best under pressure, so it's almost like we crave pressure, because, I don't know, it's kind of like a school assignment if you wait till that last minute. Or maybe not everybody. I just know for me personally, my brain starts, like, actually clicking when it's like, okay, I'm running out of time. That's how we've always worked. Pains was the same way. We do that to ourselves on purpose, because that's kind of how we thrive.
Awesome. Yeah, that's kind of how I am. I know that when I was working in newspapers, I would always wait till like an hour before my deadline to even sit down and start researching and writing. And it usually came out better that way.
That's really fast. I can't do that. But
well, I mean, everyone's like, "Oh, this is one of the best things you've ever written." I'm like, "Well, I'll just keep doing it that way then." And when I would get it done like a week early, they'd be like, not your best work." And I'd be like,
yeah, if I give too much time to think about it, I'm gonna question myself. Whereas if you just kind of throw me in there, things happen at the moment. I think Tupac always said he did things at the moment. That's kind of how we, I guess, Tupac and Islander are a lot alike in that area.
That's a good comparison. Tupac and Islander, great. that's a good comparison. I like that one. So maybe
dude.
Cover California Love or Changes on the full length.
We'll see. Maybe a chorus or something.
There we go. Sample it or something.
Yeah.
That'd be cool. I dig it. Man, thanks so much, man. It's been awesome.
Dude, yeah, for sure. Enjoyed the wrestling conversation.
Yeah, I did too. You don't get too many people that are up on their wrestling knowledge anymore. Yeah. So it's been good, man. Hopefully I can catch you guys live and we can continue the conversation.
Definitely. Your name's Reggie, right?
Yes, sir.
Awesome, man. Well, it's good hearing from you, man. We'll talk soon.
All right, man. Sounds good. We'll see you.